All right, you all. I am live. Let me sip some of this. Real quick, come in and hit that like, hit the share button. I want to make this live stream because I had this on my mind, and while I'm in the parking lot, not driving, I'm like, let me put this out before I just forget it. While the vibe is hitting me. What a beautiful day out today. I even have my top down on today. But most people don't know where we are as far as the economy, where we are transitioning. In fact, most people may be getting their income tax returns and they may really don't care, right? For some people, this is the richest event that they feel, or the richest time that they feel in their lives during income tax seasons. But I'm not here to live stream about that. I'm here to live stream. Well, maybe I am, right? Because if you are getting a largest lump sum of money, a very large lump sum of money, um, let me suggest that you put it in vehicles that can produce that feeling for you all year round, all year long, not just during income tax return season. You want to know more about that? Text CC to 331-444-5556. The number strolling at the bottom of the screen as the sun is blazing down. So let me get this out the way. If you're coming in, so far I just see one person live. Let me know how the sound is. I do not have my AirPods with me, so I don't know how the sound will be. And I'm speaking as loud as I can. Um, I need to move over some, so you can hear me because I forgot my AirPods. But cryptocurrency, this is where we are. We are people entering the fourth industrial revolution. I want you all, if you're watching this live or on the replay, to put in the hashtag number 4. Put in 4 in the comment section for me. The fourth industrial revolution. I was listening to someone break down biblical numbers, and a very affluent person, a very inspirational person that I listen to, and a very a multi-millionaire, right? And I was listening to this person break down the biblical numbers, and it dawned on me, I said, I think he has it wrong, right? I'm not gonna say the name out of respect, but I'm like, I think the numbers are wrong, right? His interpretation, I think the Bible can be interpreted. You can read one verse, one scripture, one chapter. All people reading the same thing will get a different interpretation. For some people, that's translated into revelation. But the number 1 for him represented unity, right? I know we see the I, and then we think of the universe, a singleness, but the number 1 represented unity. I don't look at number 1 in that essence. I look at number 1 as, yes, universe, meaning there's just one. I look at number 1 as separation, as singleness, as a standout in sports. You're looking for that number 1 spot. So it is a standout number. It is, in my opinion, a stand-alone number, a singleness, a superior, right? Let's go with the S's as they are flowing. A superior number, meaning that number one is that of a superior supremacy, self-sufficiency, right? And an essence of a one true God. For example, if you look at Genesis 1:1, when you translate that in its original purest text, it translates to, in the beginning, Elohim. Elohim is translated into powerful ones, plural. Just like Genesis 11, the Tower of Babel breaks down the gods, plural, right? Just go research it for yourself. So, number 1 is supremacy, self-sufficiency, supreme, right? A lot of times where people think the Bible is talking about one supreme God, is not talking about one. It's actually talking about in a plural form, right? Not meaning that there's more than one true God. No, I'm not saying that, right? There is one true God, right? But what I'm saying is a lot of times things was done in unity, which is what number 2 represents to me. The two shall become one. 2 represents unity. 1 represents self-supremacy, right? Stand out, stand alone, right? 2 represents, right? Unity, uniting. A lot of people think 1 represents that and 2 represents the opposite. 3 is the number of God. 3 is the number of reproduction, to reproduce, right? The Trinity, right? As a man and woman unites in unity to make a third person, which is a child. That's the number of God because it brings in the reproduction. Now let's get to number 4. 4, we are entering the 4th industrial revolution. What does that mean, Queen? It means that a lot of people jobs, for example, uh, artificial intelligence, AI, is going to replace these jobs. It's going to take the people of jobs that were checking you in, for example, at a doctor's appointment, that was taking your order, for example, at a drive-through. I don't think artificial intelligence and AI will replace jobs like electricians and plumbers, however. But a lot of these jobs are going to be replaced by artificial intelligence. So then we look at the number 4. We look at the number 4. 4 is the number, 4th industrial revolution. And 4 is the number of what will occur, what will take place in this earth realm, right? It's 4 seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. It's 4 directions. This is where the word news come from, north, east, west, and south. The Bible also referenced the 4 corners of the world. I still believe the world is like a globe, is like a dome, but yet it still has corners within that global structure or vernacular. So the 4 corners of the world, there are 4 levels of teaching, 4 stages of child development. 4 is the number of what represents on the earth realm. 5 is the number of balance, right? 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes. Most people just go to 5 as the number of grace, but it's beyond that. If you look at Genesis 5, for example, I'm sorry, not Genesis 5, but Genesis 1, if you look at the 5th day, right, 2 things were created on the 5th day in Genesis in the beginnings. Was the animals that the that were dominion or that were able to fly within the sky, the earth realm. You have those animals, and then you have the sea animals, the animals that had dominion over the ocean, the seas, right? So you had above and below domination in their own domain. You had the animals, the high flying animals that control the high altitude, they control the velocity, as we're hearing things about the China spy balloon, things happening in the higher altitude in the sky realm, the sky dominion. And then you have the animals on the 5th day that that ruled and domain the ocean, the waters above and below. 5 is the number of balance, to balance things on a higher spiritual level as well as in an earth realm, earthly level as well. Go reach out, read the Genesis 5, the 5th day in Genesis 1. So we are entering the 4th industrial revolution. Now, I know it took me a whole lot to get to that. In fact, 4 and 4, Ephesians 4 and 4 identifies 4 wands, right? 4 wands, and it says 1 hope, 1 faith, 1 savior. Well, actually 5 wands, 111. 1 baptism, 1 God. That's the double 4. And so 111 possesses special vibrations of the 3. The 3, again, the Trinity, the 3. And we people, you have to know the earth realm, what's going on within the earth realm. You have to know what numbers represent. As Elon Musk purchased Twitter for $44 billion, right? Things that are happening in the earth realm. You have to pay attention to colors right now as well. I'm a former basketball coach, right? So basketball is my primary sport, but I look at sports. Sports is a symbolism as well of what's happening within the economic space. Just like if you go to any sporting venue, any professional football game, basketball game, baseball game, hockey game, etc., it's a cashless environment, meaning they do not accept cash, only electronic payments, right? Only preferably credit cards, right? It's great advantages of leveraging and using your credit the correct way. That's just a side note of using credit cards, because you get points, and points can then revert into passive income if you just leverage your credit and you pay the balance in full off every month. There are so many rewards of leveraging and using credits and so many passive income streams, right? It's just a side note because I started out with credit repair. So where we are is we are entering a new form of money where you have cryptocurrency, right? And where old money will not return in its original state, meaning that we won't ever see old physical cash backed by gold anymore, like it was up to 1971, when President Nixon removed the dollar from being linked and being converted into gold. We will not see that form of gold anymore. However, gold cannot be ever just taken out of the economic system. In fact, that's why gold as money and silver is still in the Constitution, right? That's not going away. That is not going away ever. So what we have, people, is cryptocurrencies now, digital money that's connected to old money, just like biblical times. It's Old Testament, New Testament, right? You don't do away with the old, and it's the New Testament is the innovation of the Old Testament. Just like in the New Testament, the Holy Spirit was introduced. That was a different frequency, something that you cannot tangibly touch, tangibly see, but you can, like the wind, you can feel it, and it works in the visible world, it works in the tangible world, but it is invisible, right? A transaction that's made without physical touching cash, which is made of 75% cotton anyway, which is still a commodity. So when you look at cash, it is still a commodity. Cash is produced from 75% cotton. So then when President Nixon removed it from the gold standard in 1971, right, what they did was then back it and link it to another commodity, which was petroleum. Petrodollar was the name. So understand, people, having cryptocurrencies that's connected to commodities, the ones that I have been educating you all about, is a game changer, because old money is not going away. It's going to be reinvigorated and linked to crypto, digital virtual money. And when you have those two, remember, two is unity, right? And for some people, why don't I talk about Bitcoin? You may wonder a lot. I do not think Bitcoin is a scam at all. Bitcoin is going to be digital gold. But for most people, at $24,000 now a Bitcoin, that is out of reach for them to financially make some real profits, right? When I got into Bitcoin in 2018, it was $3,000 a Bitcoin. Will it ever dip to that low again? I don't know. If it does, I'm going to accumulate more, but I don't know. So you might get a 4 to 6x return if you invest in crypto. I mean, Bitcoin particular. But getting in these cryptocurrencies that are linked to commodities that are under $1, and in most cases under a penny, and knowing which cryptocurrency is going to function to do what, and it's global. This is just not the United States. This is a global economic reset, and the fourth industrial revolution will now combine you to be not only spiritually rich, but financial rich as well, which is what the Bible advocates. It is more rich and wealthy people in the Bible mentioned and talked about than it was people that were poor or struggling financially. So many millionaires and multimillionaires in the Bible. But what made them that was having commodities. In fact, in Genesis, it states that Abraham was very rich. It did not just say Abraham was rich. It said Abraham was very rich. And then it went on to list what he was rich in. So people want to say, oh, that just means he was spiritually rich. No, 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 no. No, no, no. He was physically and financially rich. It says livestock, silver, gold, cattle, right? And land. All right, so let me read some of the comments. I'm logging off. Mike says, this is why okay, I missed the beginning. Let me go back to the beginning. Thank you, sir. Muhammad on YouTube, a great teacher as well. I love following you. I mean, on Facebook. Let me read Mike's comment. Elon was on Saturday Night Live. The show 16,641st day, and Millie Ray Cyrus, who was 4 months and 16 days removed from her birthday, on the 9/12 show on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if Miley, you saying Miley Cyrus or Millie Ray Cyrus? Hold on. It's also on that day that he was on Saturday Night Live, 5/8/21, 4 months, 19 days from the modern Bethlehem Star alignment on 12. Okay, what does that mean? What does the Bethlehem Star alignment on 12/21/20 have to do, Mike? So let me read the rest of it. Maybe you'll tell me. This is why he is skilled. Okay. Dogecoin from 73-cent high low to next morning of double 44 cents, I'm assuming, and ultimate low at 46.41 months later, and it was 941st. You know what? And I'm just saying like this. I don't like to teach too deep that people don't understand. Like out of those numbers, it makes sense, but it is, to me, is not. How do I say this? It's not important to me. It's insignificant, is what I'm saying. And I get it that the numbers point to Elon Musk and he's connected to 44. I don't think he's the devil of crypto. What makes him the devil out of all those numbers you just put out? How did these numbers track back to him being the devil? Right? Because he is skilled at Doge from 73 cents, because he shield Doge from 73 cents. He robbed us. He didn't rob you. I've been telling people all the time to get in real cryptos backed by commodities. Elon Musk didn't rob you all. In fact, Elon Musk pumped Floki crypto on Valentine's Day. And Floki, speaking of the number 4, is up over 400% this year. No, he didn't rob. And I'm signing off because I'm getting kind of hot. But no, listen, I tell people all the time. And Mike, I just had this live stream about Joe Kennedy. JF Kennedy's either father or grandfather, but in the Kennedy family, right? Joe Kennedy made this famous quote, this famous statement, that if the shoe shine boy, this was in 1931, before the 1933 Depression came, the Great Depression. And he said the shoe shine boy was giving him tips about the stock market. And he said when his shoe shine boy was able to, excuse me. Okay, I dropped my phone. But he said when his shoe shine boy was able to call out stocks, and it was known to, let's just say the lower class of income earners, when people that for example, and I'm just throwing a number out here because I'm not trying to insult anyone. But if you make 20,000 a year annually and you know about Dogecoin, that should be a red flag, right? And so we all know what Dogecoin was about. I made my money, my thousand off Dogecoin. Um, I still believe that Dogecoin has a lot of great things. In fact, when you look at Doge, you look at the carbon emissions of Dogecoin, it ranks in the top 8 right with Bitcoin. So, I'm not trying to defend Doge or say I know Elon Musk, I do believe he's out of this world. He's somewhat extraterrestrial, but I mean, the man is a genius. And when you control the platform, you can control the meme coins. When you get into meme coins, know what you're getting into. Like Shiba Inu, right? It is expected that Shibarium will bring out its layer 2. They are trying to get away from that. But when you get into these meme coin and unstable coin, don't say that. And guess what? The only time you lose if you was in Dogecoin or Shiba or whatever is when you sell. Other than that, it's just a loss on paper. And this is why I tell people, if you are not an institutional investor, meaning that you're new to crypto, you're retail, you're best to get in cryptocurrencies that's backed by commodities and real use cases. So you won't be on my live stream like this saying Elon Musk is the devil because Dogecoin hasn't pumped again. Now he'll be God if he makes a pump and he developed Dogecoin into the development. But when you look at the carbon emissions of Dogecoin, even though it's a lot of them in circulation, it is a perfect fit, to be honest with you, to replace the dollar. Right? And so Dogecoin does still have a lot of uses. Again, so that's all I got to say. I'm logging off. And just people, understand the numbers, understand the times and the season. All things on the earth can be equated to numbers. And all numbers have a special meaning. Even the biblical numbers that's written in scriptures. That's what I want you all to know. All things in the earth realm, even the biblical numbers, even in the Bible, there's a whole book called Numbers. Like, do you think they really just give you the age of people to say Noah lived this many years just because they just want you to believe that Noah, which I believe is just I don't believe a person that, well, I'm not even gonna get into that, but they give you people ages in the Bible for a reason, right? They give you numbers for a reason, right? God said he would never flood the earth again, and sent the rainbow as a sign because the rainbow has 7 colors and the rainbow represents divine transition. So when you know how to decode it, you know what to invest in, you understand the timing, you understand the seasons, which is number 4. When you understand the Jewish calendar, this is why the Jews are the richest people in the earth realm generationally as well, because they understand how to go by the Jewish calendar and not the Gregorian calendar. Like March of next month is the first of the month. You can tell that by the season change, that it's the beginning of a new year. But most people celebrate that in January because they go by the Gregorian calendar, which is how people offer their months, both biblically and spiritually. So if you want to get involved with cryptocurrency that will get you passive income, and in the future, you can take out a loan against it, meaning you never have to sell your asset. You get passive income. You can take out a loan against it, and you can liquidate it back into cash or government's Fed coin or digital coin without paying a third party. And if you need instant cash flow and you want to learn institutional trading like how the banks trade, but in a very simple way, you can get all of this in one place, including 470 tax deductions. So you can keep more of the money that you're making so that money flows back to you and not away to the IRS, which I won't even get into who the IRS really is. It's not government, and it's definitely not Fed. It's no more federal than FedEx is. Then text CC to the number on the screen to 331-444-5556. You shouldn't have to worry about the hype of a person when you buy crypto. That's right. When you invest and buy cryptos that backed by commodities, not only you get passive income stream, you get residual as well. You can get residual, passive. You can liquidate it. You get cash flow every day, 24 hours, 365 days out the year. You're not on my live streams complaining about Elon Musk and pump and dump Dogecoin. And with that being said, I had someone on my live stream talking about the ISO 20002 coins. And I said, look, man, just like Joe Kennedy said, when the mass majority of people think they know everything, it's time to get out. And he said, no. I had to research high and low. I had to dig for this information on TikTok. That's not true. In fact, the ISO 20002 coins was released on Twitter first, a whole list. But all you got to do is Google. See? Now, how hard is that information? See, when the elite make moves, they make moves in private, in silence. They tell you they're going left, and they really have plans on going right. See, this is not hard to find. All I can say is all of these cryptos will not be adopted. Even on this list, the ISO 222 tokens, some of these are backed by real world commodities, and most people don't know. So I tell people, yeah, I got in Dogecoin. I made money out of Doge. I got in SHIB, but it was money that I could afford to lose. I'm like, look, I'm going to leverage Elon Musk and his platform and his power and his position, the 3 PPPs, and I'm going to make some money off of it. Cool. But I will say this, Shiba Inu and Doge are doing things on layer 2 developments to move away from being meme coins. But this is why people have a problem with those dips, though. Right? I have no problem with people getting rich fast. I'd rather you get rich fast than to get rich slow. Because time is something that none of us know that we'll have. Why get rich slow with the S&P 500 when you can get in like crypto and get astronomical gains? You should be able to get rich fast. But I'm saying this to say this. You can make sound decisions and still get rich fast. Right? You can make sound decisions and still get rich fast. All you have to do is know where the money is moving. And it's moving into cryptocurrency, but it's moving into cryptocurrency that have real utility and real use cases. During this next pump, during this next bull run, the cryptos that do not have utilities and real use cases are not going to pump anymore. That wave could very much be over. I'm going to keep you all updated on Shibarium, however. But again, get into cryptocurrencies that backed by real commodities, real use cases, and that you can get passive income, which means you never, if you don't want to, have to sell your asset without getting more of it automatically, without spending or investing more money. These digital software and digital crypto software that you can invest in offer you lifetime perpetual crypto flow, which is known now as cash flow. Last thing, 2 Kings chapter 4, we're on the number 4. The woman, the widow woman, she had that system in place. She had a commodity. She had oil. That was a commodity. She had a prophet. She had someone to lead her and guide her, to tell her what's coming before and how to help her get out of bad debt. And she leveraged borrowing in a good way to erase bad debt. And then she opened a home-based business that has over 470 tax deductions. So now she's keeping more of the money that she's making. And instead of shifting that money to the IRS, aka Feds, she's shifting that money back into our household, right? And instead of hiring her 2 sons or allowing her 2 sons to work for someone else in a slavery system, she hired her 2 sons to work for her in the home-based business. Did you all know that if you hire your children to work for you in a home-based business, that's up to $12,000 of tax deductions That's another form of passive income coming back to you. 2 Kings chapter 4. What goes on in the earth realm? Fourth industrial revolution. And then she had a system of an income stream that every time she poured the oil out, which was a commodity, it refilled itself back up automatically, perpetual automatic wealth passively. This is what you get right now when you text CC to 331-444-5556. Love you all. Peace. It's getting hot out here. Sun beaming on my forehead. Hit the like button and share this information, please. Queen out.